When you look at the way young people are spending, do you think maybe priorities are in the wrong places? When we talk about young people, a lot of times it's about how badly they spend money, right? It's really like, oh, you're buying these new shoes, you're buying the latest phone, and the priorities aren't really in the right places. And I think that's the biggest concern today, because a lot of times it's, when it comes to like things like health and money, it's like, okay, don't worry, we'll sort it out next year, we'll sort it out in 5 years' time when we are old. Soraya, is that something you're seeing when you have a large following? What are the things you're observing, especially when it comes to like spending habits?
When it comes to spending habit, you're absolutely right in pointing out that we do put off things that we can't see, things that are in the far future. So there's that little bit of give and take, and that's always a very personal choice.
When you look at the way young people are spending, do you think maybe priorities are in the wrong places?
In terms of not having enough money at the end of the month, I think a lot of people are in that position. But also there is that kind of understanding that it's okay to suffer a little bit while you're young, and you choose the kind of suffering that you want to be in, whether that's financial, not having enough money at the end of the month, so that you can be better off later in your future.
I don't particularly have like a fixed sheet to keep up with how much I'm spending on food, on transport, or gym memberships and things like that. But I do have a general idea of where my spending goes every month. But I do, at the same time, also know that a lot of people around me at my age are not doing that. So I've seen some of my friends who don't have enough money at the end of the month, and I would think, how does that even happen? I think it's mostly the lack of awareness of the importance of saving up. Because a lot of times they spend on, drinks, going out partying, and a lot of money is spent on all these lavish items like you mentioned earlier, like handbags and branded stuff, phones and all that.
So all these things, it's when we're younger, we don't think about the future. And I mean, it's not something that you had the luxury of, because I think when you were 25, your mom was diagnosed with cancer, and that really, I can only imagine what kind of turmoil that puts in your own personal life.
When we found out that she has cancer, all of us are in the dark. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to prepare. We have no idea. We're just confused, in total confusion. For our family, because my mom is a government servant, so her medical expenses are taken care of.
You know what, throughout your life, people say that insurance is important, Maybe about 1,000th time, you kind of take it seriously, right?
In terms of my own health insurance, I haven't gotten to it yet. It's something that I've been putting off, but I know the importance of it, and I know I need to get to it somehow before it's too late.
For me and most of my friends, we think of it as an investment. If you cover the basic, it should be fine. And if you know how to manage your finance, you should be able to get through. But the most important thing is the basic, which is the medical card.
What did it highlight to you? What was the key lesson that you learned from all that?
The key lesson definitely is to manage your finance. So I think the dilemma that the young generations are facing is that I should be able to enjoy this salary, I work hard for it, so I should be able to enjoy it and not save up the entire thing. But at the same time, you need to have this consideration that you never know what will happen tomorrow or the next year or next year. So that's a dilemma that I am still facing, like whether I should save up or whether I should enjoy my time.
At the same time, it's also really important to identify what is a need and what is a want. A lot of what we think that we need are actually things that we just want. They're non-essentials.
If you're pretending like health doesn't matter or your retirement doesn't matter, that's a recipe for doom. That's undisputable. But if you're taking control of it and you are taking those steps, small, big, whatever, you are moving forward and improving, I think that's the way based on what we've talked about, I think that's the key here. It's the only way to really look at it.
You're right.